So today we got a great video. We are going to install a new auxiliary panel in the Jeep. If you install accessories, you know that you have a positive wire, a negative wire, a fuse, and a switch. And sometimes it's hard to keep all that organized. Today we have an auxiliary switch from a company called Mictuning. It's called Mictuning, stands for Make It Cool Tuning. Honestly, it should be Make It Custom Tuning. Check out their website. They have a ton of LED options as well as other switch panels and auxiliary panels. But today what we're going to do is an unboxing of this P8Y RGB 6-gang switch. I'll show you all the accessories. I'll show you all the features. After the unboxing, I'm going to head out to the Jeep. We're going to do a full install. I'll show you some of the tips and tricks to get this installed. Then we'll review all the features. I'll show you how it works and we'll go from there. Stick around. I'll link to everything below in the description. If you cannot get to the description because you're watching it on TV, scan this QR code. Just opening the box, you can see they've loaded it up with decals and stickers, a whole bunch of different options you can put wherever you want. You have your instruction panel. You have pages of button options. So once this panel is installed, whatever you put on auxiliary 1, you can find the picture that goes along with it. These are all high quality, heavy weight. 1, 2, 3, 4 full pages of them, so whatever accessory you have, they got a sticker for it. Getting in deeper, we actually have the auxiliary panel itself. Very high quality metal housing, which is nice. Your remote. This doesn't come with a lot of other auxiliary panels I've seen. It's a nice little add-on. They provide a fuse block. So this will be in line to protect all your devices. The main control unit, which will mount inside the Jeep. Power and negative cables. A remote antenna. A screwdriver, just in case you're doing this without one. And then we have additional wires, zip ties, the hardware required, mounting options, metal, solid, all very nice, and a fuse tab. So obviously we got to provide power. This is going to help us. Tons are packed into this box. Very excited to get this installed. First step is pretty easy. It's assembling the mounting bracket for the actual switch panel. The first piece fits right in the channel. The 2 provided small screws will fit right in the hole and tighten those up. Do not over tighten, just snug. Next, you'll take the bracket and depending on how you want to mount this in the vehicle, you can have it up or down. From the way the instructions look like, it looks like the long end tilts away from the cord, and then you would grab the provided hardware that has the hex head, hand tighten to start, and tighten those up. You don't have to over tighten them to start, it's just to hold them in place because I'm sure wherever this mounts you'll have to adjust it more. And that is the mounting bracket for the auxiliary panel. Step 2, we're going to work with the control box itself. So you'll be taking the control box, placing it face down. The bracket, which is included, fits right over the top. And the holes should line up. From there, you're going to use the larger Phillips head screw with the washer and the nut. And we're going to feed those through. So the washer and the nut are on the back side. And for this you can use a 10mm and the Phillips head and that'll snug those 2 up. That is the mounting bracket for the actual panel that'll sit under the hood. You definitely want to disconnect your battery. You do not want to have any slip-ups. You touch a wire, some fuses blow, something like that. Be smart, disconnect your battery. It's one less thing you have to worry about. As I'm working with the mount It's kind of interesting to see how this fits in. There's a factory bolt here, and I was able to get a second bolt here. The bracket goes in and down. What I would not do is mount this to the bracket just yet. I would actually fish the wires through and get them in their spots, tighten them down, and then take the bracket off and put the side bolts in to hold this down. If not, you're going to have a really difficult time getting your wires into the receiving end. So you might want to set up the block, then install. I have successfully passed the wire through the firewall from the cab. Now on the Jeeps, there's a channel right underneath this lip here that you can work the cable all the way across and keep it protected. So I typically fish it underneath the metal brackets all the way across. I'll go to that side, do the same, and then I will use the zip ties either provided or the ones I have to really make sure they're tight. They're not going to rub and they're not going to chafe. You want to make sure that they are in securely. Now with all the wires centrally located right here, I can start to attach them to the panel and we're going to get it mounted up. You have your wires installed, you have everything set. Next, this is when I am going to mount my bracket to the panel and then mount the bracket and the panel to the Jeep. This ends up leaving this mounting hole and this mounting hole, one for the factory and the other you can use a self-tapping screw they provide. What you want to remember is, and I have nothing hooked up, no power, no negative, I'm wiring the accessories. You want to go from underneath, feed them through, positive to positive, negative to negative. Keep them tight. Once you connect them, give them a little tug, make sure they're secure. Now that I have my accessories wired in, it's time to connect the battery, connect the accessory power, and mount it permanently. Then we'll go inside and we're going to look at the auxiliary panel and start testing each feature. Here's a better view of how I did the antenna. The wires come in through the open channel here, and then I just used a little rubbing alcohol and the double-sided tape to stick it right there. It's going to sit perfect. And as I replace the cap, you'll see that it's concealed and nicely tucked away. Now, before you put the cover on, you have a few decisions to make. There is a switch inside which is explained in the directions, and it's regarding your battery constant on or accessory on. This is something you'll have to think about. What accessories are you putting on this unit, and do you want them accessible when the vehicle is not on? For me, I'm going to do accessory on. I don't need them to be turned on when the vehicle is not on. The second thing is to set up and pair the remote, which is very easy. There's a button you long press, a light will come on and flash. You then hold the power button until the light goes solid. As soon as that happens, the remote is paired. Now, I have my switch on battery on for demonstration purposes. And if I go to number 5, you can see that my LEDs in back have lit up. I can turn them off. If I go to 4, you can see just behind my hood, my A-pillar light is kicking on and off. So the remote's programmed properly, the switch is working properly. The one thing I'm going to do is put it to accessories on so it's not constantly running. We're going to button it up. And the panel that is inside is the last piece. So this is worth showing. What I ended up doing was I mounted the panel just below my lights, 2 screws. The panel actually will sit right here, very nice. I just have to tighten it up. I took off the panel that's under my steering wheel to run the cable up and behind so it's not dangling, and it goes right out to the compartment and over to the other side. So this is where I chose to mount mine. But get creative. You can put it up top, you can put it down below, you can put it in the center console. And there you go. That was the install of the P8Y Mictuning 6-gang auxiliary switch. It was actually not too bad. The kit comes with everything you need. Take your time, step through it, you'll have no problem completing this install. One of the features I did not show you, which I love, is the remote. It's magnetic. Stick it anywhere. I'll link to all the other features and settings below. Mictuning does a great job as far as putting videos up for all those little things, changing the colors, setting up the buttons, all of that. The only thing I have left to do is just apply some stickers for my lights on the panel, and I'm done. So thanks for watching. It's Mitz. This is Mictuning 6-gang auxiliary install.